Hey guys, welcome to our last midweek of the year. Because of some technical difficulties that were unforeseen, we had to throw together this video instead of going live. So I hope that you are checking this out later on and joining us. I'm so excited that you're here. We are having an annual celebration talking about the amazing things that God's done in our group this year, because He has been doing amazing things and working in incredible ways. And we've got some of you guys, some students sharing later on, so make sure you stick around for that. But before we get started, I want to recognize a very special group of people. It's you that are new. If you haven't joined us before, we would love for you to fill out the Connect card so we can get to know you. We're so excited that you have joined our community. There's so many incredible things going on here, and you belong here. Yes, those people are very important, but I was actually talking about our amazing group of seniors. Now, guys, these are people that have been serving behind the scenes, doing things on our worship team, on our tech team, showing up and being examples and leaders in our group. And I want to name each of them by name. So let's just take a moment and celebrate them, because this has been a really challenging season for them. This is not what they pictured, but we want to celebrate them anyway. We threw a party for them, mostly for Jesus, but for them as well. So I want to give a shout out for Luke, Jack, Sam, Ronnie, and Nathan. You guys have been an incredible group to have a part of our group, and we are going to miss you and the ways that you've shaped and defined who it is to be LifeYouth. And now for our ladies, I want to name Lene, Nina, Shelby, Cameron, Shelby, Summer, and Abigail. Guys, thank you so much for showing up, for going on ice cream runs, and just being ladies of God, people that other students can look up to. I'm so proud of you guys for graduating. We want to celebrate and congratulate you, and we will love to hear from a couple of you later on as we continue to celebrate. Now, before we get started, I just want to say we have got some exciting summer plans. I'm going to be talking about more of that later tonight, and later in this video. But before we get started, this is our last midweek of the year. I know, we've been through a lot this year. Do you remember our giant kickoff? Yeah, that was in September, almost a whole year ago. And then we had our amazing Christmas party. We've had small group parties. We had Friendsgiving. We went on retreats. We did lock-ins. We had a lot going on this year. And then COVID happened and completely turned everything upside down. But that doesn't mean that we don't have room to celebrate, which is exactly what we're going to be doing today. And then we're going to look forward to continue to see how God's working in your life and how He is on the move and how we can partner with Him in that. So this is our last midweek of the year. We're going to take a couple weeks off, but we're going to be back on June 15th with some exciting things going on this summer, respecting the CDC guidelines, and we'll have more and more information as church starts to open up. So make sure your parents stay connected via Facebook and the parent emails and on the Now page at church. But June 15th, that's going to be our day to kick off. I'm going to head over, and the worship team is going to worship. They put together an amazing video, so you guys want you to check that out, enjoy it, worship our great God, and we'll be back with some students as they share how God has worked in them this year.
There's a grace when the heart is under fire, another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the water, holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears the burden. There's another doubt for me. There is another in the fire. All my dead left for dead beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. should I fall in the space between what remains of me and this reckoning? Either way, I won't bow to the things of this world. And I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There is another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding what power set me free, there is a grave that holds nobody, and now that power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, 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 and I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between we're split. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. Nothing's in between us. Nothing's in between us. Sing, there is no other name. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come what may in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning. 'Cause I know I will never be alone. Yes, I know. Oh, I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire, standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me, I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be.
This is gonna work. All right, we are live. We're recording. This is so exciting, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We are doing a little impromptu. We thought we would be live on YouTube, but hey, you guys are flexible, and I'm excited about that. So I've got our first special guest. She's going to be sharing about what God's done in her life this last year, how much she's grown. Really, I kind of gave her the floor because I trust her to share what she wants to share. So Becca, I don't know if you wanted to start. You wanted me to start with questions, but the floor is yours.
Okay, this past year, God has really helped me with a lot of my friendships, especially in 621 and in the mix. I've grown a lot closer to a lot of my friends that I've been friends with for years, and our relationship has just grown so much. And like going to Bear Lake, like he really helped us like all bond and become close, and just like the center of all of our like relationships and like friendships, they're just like based on him, because he helps us, like he pulls us together.
Yeah, I love that. I know the friends you're talking about, which is so fun. Is there a specific way you see God in those relationships, or can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I see him as like, he's not, clearly these people are in my life because he sent them in there, and I feel like if by now he probably would have been like, no, they're not the right friends, but he's just like helping, like they're helping me grow closer to God, I'm helping them grow closer to God, so he's there for us to help each other build our faith.
That's awesome. So what do you see that's different between your friends at LifeYouth, the Mix, when you guys go to camp together, than your friends at school?
There are a lot, like my friends at the Mix and at 621, there are so caring and like they care about other people. And my school friends, they're more like laid back, like and like let's go party. And these people are just like they're so genuine and they're so like we have like healthy relationships. Where with like my school friends, it's not so healthy.
Yeah, that is so cool. I love that you give God the glory for that, that you recognize and see that He's gifted you those friends. Isn't that cool? Have you seen yourself grow as a
Yeah.
parent?
Um, yes, I definitely have. I definitely wasn't the greatest friend um the past like 2 years, but I really feel like he's like helping me grow as a person and grow to be a better friend for these people that I need to be friends to.
Yeah. Is there a specific lesson you heard or like a conversation in small group that helped with that?
I mean, I feel like all the time, every time you guys preach, like it's just like something new that I need to learn.
Mm.
Like when you share your stories, I'm like, oh, God helped her there. So like he's gonna help me here. And
Yeah.
I just like know that he's there to support me.
Yeah. Do you know, so exactly what you experienced with me, you're actually now doing for other people. Isn't that cool? Well, I love church. It's so fun. We get to bless each other and get poured out, and God gets the glory. Is there something that happened this year that was your favorite moment at Life? It doesn't necessarily have to be with your faith, but just a special moment.
Um, yeah, it was definitely I don't well, there was this one night in youth group, we had finished up our whole lesson, like, and everything, and we just started singing.
Yeah,
And we all started singing and dancing, and it was just like so much fun, and it was just fun to be like it's just like so much fun to be a part of like a group like that. And it's not just like everybody, it's like your group and like you can trust those people.
yeah, absolutely. I always know when your small group is done, it gets so much louder all of a sudden. I thought you were going to talk about that time that Shelly brought her puppy to small group night. That's one of the ones I thought you were going to say. Remember that?
And so
Yeah. So, hey, also, I know you took a big step in your faith this year and you got baptized. So, I was wondering if
yeah.
you could share about that and maybe answer if a friend is considering doing that, what you would tell them to do.
If you're considering getting baptized, I'd say like think, just like take a minute and think and be like, am I really sure about my faith? Like, am I really sure that I'm gonna trust him and I'm gonna love him and he's gonna love me and like and if you're like I guess like this is what I believe in because my parents brought me to the church. No, you gotta like full on believe it for yourself. And it's a really big step. So like I was like David got baptized, my older brother, but my other older brother, he hasn't gotten baptized. And that's fine. And that's why I was kind of more like concerned, like, am I old enough? And then I was like, you know what? I don't need to be old enough to do this because it's not about age, it's about God.
Amen. Oh, girl, preach it. That was good. I got goosebumps from that. That was awesome. Becca, it's been so fun to watch God work through your life. And last year, you and I talked about that when we were getting your story ready. We worked on that together, and I just see His light shining through you. So thank you so much for being willing to share a little bit about yourself and your story and the things that God's doing. I know that He's going to continue to bless you. I hope you have an awesome summer. I know we're going to see each other this summer. So yeah, any last words you want to give a shout out to anybody, your mom or anyone?
Shout out to my small group. I love you guys.
Yeah. Make sure you send them the link that I'm going to send you when we're done with this because people are going to have to go watch it backwards. So, girl, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to welcome our next guest, Nathan. We'll see you later, Becca.
See you later.
All right. Nathan, how are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Fine. And I know that you have something prepared to share with us. Do you want me to ask you some questions? You just want to go into it as one of our seniors?
Yes. Here's all I gotta say.
Okay.
So I would like to say that it's been an honor to be here at Life Church Canton for 7 years, which is a very, very long time.
Slow down.
I got it. Shoot. I have grown physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally in so many ways. I have learned so many new things about God that I have never knew before I stepped into Life Church. Just to list a few, I have learned how to experience God in a new way, how to be together in a small group and have the ability to share your own personal thoughts and feelings, how to cope during tough times, especially during times like these. Ugh.
Yeah.
How to follow in pursuit of what God is doing for you, and how to follow and stay on the right path of life. If I had to give one takeaway from all of these 7 years, most likely it would have to be in tough times, God is always in control. To any other people who are 11th grade and below, I want them to listen to what I'm going to say. Someday this is going to be you. I want you to keep growing in your faith and always trusting God. Also, I'd like to give an honorable mention to these 3 people, John DeMore, Sean Bowler, and Gunnar Ross. They are the best small group leaders ever, and they have taught me so many new things and given me lots of support. And thank you again, and I look forward to what lies ahead of me in my future. Thank you.
Nathan, so well done. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you taking the time to prepare that and share your heart and to share your words. You have made such an impression on me, such an impression on our group. I am going to miss your shouts from stage. Whatever you had to say, you just had to share it. You couldn't hold it back. You were so excited, whether we were playing a game or what God was doing in worship. I love that about you, man. I'm going to miss you. Thank you so much for all the ways that you showed up and kept coming, the things we were doing for Life Youth, and we're an active part of our community. We're going to miss you. Sound good?
Thank you. I will miss you.
Yeah, we'll see you later, man. Have a good summer. All right. Wow, I might start to cry.
All right.
We'll see. I might start to cry. This is getting to be a lot, and it's raining outside, so that kind of works, I guess. But we're gonna welcome our next guest, Jordan. He knows the order. He's up next, man. You are muted. There we go. We're all set to go. So Jordan, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
What do you
I'm
have?
glad I'm here too.
Good. What do you have for us? I know you've prepared something to share about your year.
Yeah, I prepared a lot of stuff, but I kind of want to like wing it a little bit because I feel like I do better when I wing it. Just because, yeah, it's just more of like me, you know?
Yeah, I love that. You usually say some pretty spectacular things when you're just you.
Oh, thank you. Well, this year I've just grown a lot, like in my relationship with God. This has been a great year for me. And even through COVID-19, but even like before this, I've just kind of learned how to like look at everything in my life as a way that God is trying to like tell me something. So it could be like the simplest thing, like just like, I don't know, looking at like a song title and just kind of like deciphering that and like seeing what it means for you in your life. So I've done that and it's been really good. I've learned a lot about just like how to like live better in relationships and how to communicate with the people around you so that you can build each other up instead of having unhealthy relationships. Just, I think it's a really important message that people should learn.
Absolutely. And you exemplify that well on our welcome team, giving a welcome, hug to everybody. Well, we don't hug anymore, but when we could, that you were just that smiling face. You set the tone right away for the kind of community that we are, and you live that out, and you value that. And I always love that about you because you stand by things that you believe in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. Hey, do you have a favorite memory from this last year?
My favorite memory was the giant party at the beginning of the year, just because I got to help plan that, and it was kind of a fun thing to look at, like all the stuff that like went into that. It was kind of like a big task, but I think a lot of people had fun, and it was cool to see everyone in one place. And there was just not like really an agenda to it. Everything was kind of like free and open, and I think that we got to have some really, really good times there. And we got to just kind of like meet new people and build up relationships. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah. Can you believe how long ago that was? It feels like another.
No, it feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know. So tell me, how come you got to help plan it? For those.
They were doing like kind of like oh man, what's it called? For like the team that does the stuff that's like subtitles. so for like that team, they were doing like a little like program over the summer, and I was in that, so I got to help plan some stuff, which was really cool, and it was really great to meet with some people and to just kind of like grow in my relationships with them and learn more about how things run at church. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, you've been an active part of the youth staff team all year, right? Helping out and do stuff specifically during COVID too. Because what are the 2 things about that team? Do you remember? I know I'm quizzing you a lot right now. Do you remember what our 2 goals are on that team?
Oh yeah, you're quizzing me. Isn't it like to grow in our faith and to build our youth group? Question mark. I got like one of them, but I don't.
It's so close. To grow as a leader, which is like growing in your faith. I could see how you got that. And to shape your youth group, which are 2 things you're specifically talking about doing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good. Hey, Jordan, you're also being discipled, right? You have a discipler.
Yeah.
Who do you hang out with?
I hang out with Shay on Thursdays. So.
On Thursdays? How's that going? What does that look like for you? For students that aren't being discipled right now, like how would you describe that?
It's a great experience to grow in your faith, but like to also hear somebody else's opinion, because it can change yours. And it's nice to like hear what someone else is saying, because if you're talking all the time, it's kind of impossible for you to know what other people are feeling. So if you kind of take a second to look back and you're looking at the same thing, but somebody might have a different perspective about it, and that can like help you view a situation better. So I'm really happy about that. It was a really cool experience.
Cool. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are going to continue doing it. But I just
we are.
I know that I'm pretty sure that Shay asked you to decide for him to disciple you, right?
Yeah.
But you know what the cool thing is? We don't have to wait for someone to ask. I waited my whole student career until I was like almost graduating college for someone to ask me to be discipled. But I know if students want to grow in their faith, they should just go ask, right? Like, it's an adult, they think they look cool, they know what they're talking about. Just go ask, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of times in life where you just gotta take that leap of faith.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Well, hey Jordan, do you have any last minute things you want to
just gotta take that.
Perfect. I didn't mean to talk over you. Do you have any your internet connection is
I just want to say that if you're unsure of like
Go ahead, I think you're back.
lagging a little bit there. But if you wanted to basically some like words of advice are, if you're ever questioning what to do, turn to God and look for things in your life that will point you towards him and what he wants to do for you and for the people around you, and go out and take that chance and go and try to like affect other people positively, and then just love all people equally, no matter if they make mistakes, because everyone does. And you got to make sure to always take time for yourself so that you don't get overwhelmed.
Lots of wisdom there, Jordan. I see that gift in you. I see the Holy Spirit working through you in that gift and out into your community. And you are a special dude. I'm excited to have you continue joining us next year for LifeYouth and over the summer too. So thanks for being on here, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, we will see you later, and we will welcome our last but not least final guest, our senior lady of the hour, Sabrina. I think that her camera's gonna come on. We've had some interesting, there she is. I knew she was with us. The internet is fighting us, Sabrina, and we will win. Good, well, hey, I am going to let you share.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I'm gonna let you share what you have prepared.
Okay. I have some notes, but I'll just, talk and, consult them when necessary. So I don't know. I was taking this time as like a look back at like my whole time at like 621 or midweek, but I'm an old senior who's stuck in her ways, so we're gonna call it 621. And it was kind of weird to like think back because it was like so many years ago. But yeah, it took me well, like years to actually go to 621 technically, because I would go to Life Church and on Sundays, and the teachers that I had would encourage me to go, and for whatever reason I didn't want to. I don't know why. Like, I've been to other youth groups and I enjoyed them, but I just didn't want to go. So it's kind of weird to think about that time, and I do regret it, because like once I started going, I met, great people and the best small group leaders and everything. So I would encourage people to take every opportunity. That's kind of what I've learned. I don't know why I didn't go at first. Um, and I think in terms of reflecting and what I've gotten out of 621 is taking every sermon to heart, in the sense that once you become a senior, you feel like you've heard a lot of the same things in different forms. And at times that can be frustrating. You're like, oh, I don't, like, I've heard this before. But it's all about like reminding yourself, yeah, I've heard this before, but am I really living it out? Is there really nothing I can take to hear? Because there is, all the time. So yeah, as a senior, it's all about not getting too comfortable thinking that you know everything or you've heard it all before. And then it's also about, we hear a lot about like owning your own faith, like being responsible for my relationship with God. And I think that's so important, especially when I don't know, for me, like at this stage, it's like I'm going to have to find or form a community of my own outside of this. That's really important. So those were a few things that I took to heart. And I think it's just good to remember to have fun at 621, to enjoy it, but to really take the time to learn there.
Very cool. I think there is a level of maturity, obviously, that you hold as a senior, seeing that, finding the value in something that you're looking back and saying, I didn't necessarily appreciate it then, but I do now. And encouraging people to say, hey, you're not going to appreciate this, but try, because it won't matter, especially as you're looking to what your next steps are. And you made a great point. You have to figure out what's going to be next for you, what church is going to look like, and where you're going to get plugged in, which is a little bit more scary as an adult, because they don't usually have ministry labels for that, but you're going to be amazing. I'm so excited about the things that you have ahead of you, how hard you've worked just in the last couple of years I've known you to get to where you are, and we're just so proud of you. And I want to say thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom with us, being willing to jump on here with me. So thank you, Sabrina. Do you have any last minute shout outs? Anybody, maybe Julio?
Yeah, go Julio, best dog ever. My family, small group leaders, and you. I got a great graduation gift today, and there was really sweet words in it. And to God for bringing me to this point.
There you go. And he's going to keep moving you forward too. He's cool like that. So thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate you being on here. We'll see ya hopefully this summer. But we'll be rooting for you. You up and you up and. So we'll see you later.
Yes, that's right. Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, that was amazing getting to hear from you. We serve such an incredible God. I am blown away. Just when I started asking around, hey, small group leaders, do you know any students who would have some really cool things to say? And there was a list of you guys. It's just amazing to me that we serve such an incredible God. And we get to do that together, continuing to learn together and hear and give him glory and celebrate. That's why we're here tonight for our annual celebration. We just cannot stop celebrating the incredible things God's doing. Do you know that over 15 of you serve in different capacities throughout the year, whether it be on the welcome team or setting up the cafe or setting up and tearing down, sweeping up, putting chairs away? I am amazed at your guys' servant hearts. Did you know that we had 2 students decide to go public with their faith this last year and get baptized? We are driven by new life as a church, and that's exactly what that looks like. They understand that no matter who they are, maybe they don't know what their career is going to look like, but they know that they want to be in relationship with God, and they want other people to know that too. And I think that is so cool. We want to continue celebrating stuff like that. It's time to party. That's time to give God all the glory. And that's what this annual celebration, this end of the year party is all about. No, we're not together. We're separated. But God, He's been faithful to us. We've found ways to connect. We've been together in small groups. We've heard our team worship. There's so much to celebrate. Even despite all the craziness, God has been faithful to us. And those stories that we continue to hear, your stories, that's evidence of that. A God who is holy, He is all powerful, all knowing, continues to pursue us and be faithful despite all the craziness in our life and despite the ways that we mess up. That's the God that we serve. And I want to tell you guys something. I do not deserve to serve such amazing young people. I love you guys. I am blown away time and time again, sitting down and having conversations, the questions you ask, the things that motivate you and drive you and excite you. You are an incredible group of young people, and I am so proud to be your youth director, to be someone that gets to brag about the ways that you guys continue to want to learn more about God and lean in when things get hard and want to grow in your friendships. I'm sorry, these are so distracting. But that's okay because you didn't even notice it because you're that good. Seriously, guys, I have so enjoyed getting to know you and walking through this season with you. And I pray, I know that there are big things ahead of you, and I pray that God would continue to work in those ways, that He would work in you to move His kingdom of peace and love forward in big ways and in small ways. But I know that you guys are kingdom changers, and I'm excited for that. You guys have an amazing task ahead of you. There's a world full of brokenness. We've experienced it in so many ways just in the last couple of months, maybe in the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure what's going on in your life. But we have a world that is broken, and we are the people of hope who talk about a God who continues to pursue us and restores us and save us from this brokenness and sets us on a new path. And we heard some stories from you guys earlier that talked about just small ways and big ways of doing that. And we get to continue doing that. You have a big task in front of you. You are the leaders, not just in the future, but now. Now, maybe the church doesn't look like the way you think it should, but do you know who gets to be a part of changing that? You. You do. What an incredible task that's ahead of you. It's fun. It's exciting. We get to see lives transform. We get to celebrate. We get to talk about incredible things. We get to learn about each other. We get to experience who we were created and supposed to be. That's amazing. And you know what? You're not alone. The relationships you're making in your small groups, with your small group leaders, with your friends on the welcome team, with your friends on the worship team, whoever it may be in this community that you're making friends with, those are the people that you get to come to and say, hey, this world is so messed up. What are we going to do about it? These are the people that are going to stand side by side with you and make a difference. How cool is that? That's what we get to celebrate and be a part of when we look back at the ministry of what God has done in Life Youth. Yet, yeah, we get to participate and have fun and play games and laugh together. But really, we get to sit side by side and say, this world is really messed up. How do we learn how to make a change? How do we learn how to make this better? You are part of making this better. And I can't wait to see it happen and partner with you in it. But you know what? That big task that's ahead of you, you're not quite ready for it. Some of you are, for sure. Like, you've been learning and growing and reading in your Bible, and you're ready and primed, and you're like, Abby, excuse you. But most of us, if you're anything like I was as a student, you're lacking some skills. Maybe there's some areas you need to grow. Maybe some tools you don't have. There is no time to waste that we can get those to you. And I'm so excited about how we're going to be doing that this summer. It's going to look different. We're not having unplugged. We're not going to be meeting in person. This will be the last Wednesday night for a while. And it's going to be in your hands. It's going to be your choice to continue moving and growing and experiencing God and learning what it means to be a world changer for his kingdom, to grow and be a better friend like Becca was talking about, or have a greater influence like Jordan was talking about, to leave a legacy like Nathan has experienced with leaders that have poured into his life in ways that Sabrina now knows that she wants to take advantage of. Listen to her words and take advantage of the now. I want to tell you about our summer theme. I mentioned June 15th is our day. We're kicking off this new theme that I'm going to tell you about in 1 second. We're going to take a couple weeks off. We're going to let school happen and finish. We're going to kick off strong again for the summer. We're going to have a couple events, but really it comes down to this theme. Everything we're going to do in LifeYouth this summer, it's going to center around this theme. It's one word. Are you ready to hear what it is? Move. Move. Which a fun word, inspiring word, kind of like, ooh, move, like to the rhythm of a beat. Move like kickboxing, which I'm pretty sure is just boxing. Move. But it doesn't just mean move, like we experience move. It actually stands for something. Each letter means something, and I want to share that with you. So the M means make a choice to grow, because ultimately the choice is yours. You can use this summer for whatever you want. Maybe you've been putting together new rhythms, but you have to be the one to decide to grow. I'm not going to be standing on stage or talking to you through a screen like you're used to. Your small group leader's not going to be checking in and asking you if you read your Bible last week like they had asked you the week before. No, it's on you. It's your turn. It's your time to decide, to move, to make a choice, to choose and make your faith your own. We're going to give you tools. We're going to give you videos to watch and suggestions and activities and habits and different ways of thinking. We want to help you with that, but it's got to be your choice to use those resources and to go looking for things and to ask for help. Because ultimately, your life is your responsibility. So how are you going to choose to live this one and only life? And that brings us to our next letter, which is O. And open yourself up to God, which I am so excited to talk about, because this we can be creative and there's so many opportunities and ways that we can experience God. And it's different for each and every one of us, depending on where we're at in life and what's going on in circumstances. But open yourself up to God comes right after. You have to make the choice, and then you have to do the action. You've got to move and become more open. But in order to do that, you have to prioritize time, which is value time with God. We're going to teach you how to create habits. We're going to teach you and encourage you and give you tools on how to create space in your life by prioritizing. Seeing how it all flows together, you've got to make the choice. You've got to be open to what God's going to do, but you've got to do the work of valuing the time. And that brings us to E, which is exercise your faith. And for those of you that love application, love doing and growing and being and moving things forward, this is going to be your prime time, because this is when you're going to say, I've done the M, I've done the O, I've done the V. Now it's time to get going. And that's when you're going to start to see fruit in your life and putting things into action. So I've got two things for you. We've got Tuesdays and we've got Thursdays. Tuesday is going to be a day where if you're new, if you've got questions, if you're not quite sure, that's your day. You want to check in and see what we've got going on our Instagram and our YouTube and on Facebook, making sure your parents are checking emails, asking them for resources, reaching out to your small group leaders. And then on Thursday, we're going to be going a little step further, a little deeper for those of you that are like, hey, I need more depth. I want to know, I want to grow. What does that look like? That's Thursday is going to be your day. Starting June 15th, we're going to jump in with this new theme, move. Make a choice to grow. We all need to start working on memorizing. Make a choice to grow. Open to what God has. Value time with God and exercise your faith. We've got to move. The choice is up to you. We've got to move. I want to leave you with this verse that, as I was thinking and processing, this is what I landed on to share with you. It's from Hebrews chapter 10. It's a good book. If you haven't read a book of the Bible, start with John, but then maybe make your way to Hebrews. In verse 23 through 25, it says this. This is the truth, the word of God. Words for us. Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm. for God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works, and let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. We need each other. We need this community, but it takes all of us deciding to move each other forward. So are you in? Are you in this summer? Are you ready to move? I'm ready to see what God has and how he's going to move. So to end our time tonight, I would love to be sitting around with you, laughing, playing some 9 Square. But instead, I'm going to leave you with this blessing, because this has been a really challenging season for a lot of us, a very truth-filled season, but an absolutely amazing season, all because of who God is and the way that he works. I want you to know that you are loved, that you belong in this community. I long to know more about you, and I want to leave this blessing. So if you would just open your hands and accept this blessing from me. We used to do this at my own church, and I thought this would be a really fun way for us to end together. And it goes like this. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and he make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord turn his face to you and grant you peace. Love you guys. Praying for you, praying that you're making the choice to move.